Well, good evening, everyone. It's Thursday night, and that means another edition of Nathbet.com. This week sponsored by the letter P, P being profit, because if you were with us last week, or the week before that, or even actually the week before that, you will be rolling in the money. Very, very difficult week of results last week, guys, and I don't think many tipsters at all. In fact, I don't know any who made profits like that last weekend. Apart from you guys, because obviously you back my bets and you back my tips, and of course we got the double again. Now we were made to sweat, of course, with Cardiff and Wigan, but I think with a little bit of bad luck we've had at the start of the season with some big potential winnings that were thwarted, I think we deserved a little bit. So Wigan did us proud in the end. Cardiff did us proud. Nice little double, nice little 3-1 double, and of course only one goal off. Tottenham doing Hull City, which would have made us the treble come in, but it didn't happen. However, like I say, I'm happy to escape with some nice profit last weekend, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. It is a little bit more difficult, I must admit, and I would say to temper your stakes slightly this weekend. Some weeks lend themselves better than others, and I think that this week was definitely harder for me to sift through and get the prices that we actually wanted for Nathbet. Of course, I'm not going to tip Manchester City to go to Norwich at 1-3 or something daft like that. Chelsea 1-4 to beat Newcastle. That's not what we're about here at Nathbet. And we're about finding some value for the customer, and I think I've done that. I'm pretty pleased with the price and the odds that I've got. But I would say that these odds that I'm giving you and these tips I'm giving you are odds against a lot of them for a reason, because obviously they're not too likely to happen. I think we've still got a nice little place where we can make a nice little bit of profit, but at the same time I won't be going crazy on the bets this week. Nevertheless, I do like the safe double this week, guys. That's in League One. We're going to start off with the first bet, and that's Brentford. The hot hand. I know we've been backing them pretty crazy in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Well, make it a 4th week running. We're going to put them in the double this week. They face Crawley. Brentford 6 out of 6 at home. The last 6 they are undefeated. They haven't even drawn again. They've won all 6 against a Crawley side who was 16th in the table, only 4 points off the drop. And this just looks like one we're going to ride the hot hand, like I say. And Brentford at 4-6 is the first bet in the safe double. Double them up with a team that's won 5 on the bounce, home and away, and they look like absolute certs for the Premier League next season, should I say. And that's Leicester City under Nigel Pearson. Now they face Watford. Watford obviously done a little bit better recently. New manager after Zola gone. People will remember them if they haven't been into the Championship too much of going 2-0 up against Manchester City the other week in the FA Cup, obviously getting beat 4-2. They've had some decent results, to be honest. Beating Brighton 2-0 last time out. So, they're no mugs at all. But I do think going to the Walker Stadium, they're going to have far too much Leicester. In fact, that 2-0 win against Brighton was only their second win in the last 16 games. So it's not as if they're in loads of form. Obviously, that was a good result for them with Brighton chasing in the playoffs. But I do expect Leicester to dispose of them on this occasion. 4-5 about Leicester gives us a 2-1 double with Bet Victor. That's Brentford and Leicester. Into the treble, guys, and we're going to go 2 games in the Premier League. First one, Aston Villa against West Ham United. We tipped West Ham, they won easily, didn't they, against Swansea last week. Well, with that big sending off, and the FA panel looks like it's not been rescinded. Andy Carroll's going to get a 3-game ban. I think that makes a massive difference to West Ham and their ability to pick up points. Now they travel to Aston Villa, and if Carroll was fit, then I wouldn't be backing Aston Villa, but I am backing the home side to win this game. I just think, obviously, Nolan did really well, but I think that without a big man to knock down the ball for him, yes, they'll probably bring Carlton Cole in, but he's not in the same league as Andy Carroll, is he? And Villa have looked decent. They've obviously lost to Everton 2-1, but they did go 1-0 up for a long period of time. Beat West Brom 4-3, went to Anfield, got a deserved 2-2 draw when they went 2-0 up. So things are looking better with that Angbong Lahore up front. Benteke looks like he's starting to find his goal-scoring touch again. So I do think this is a good game for him, and a good game for Aston Villa, really. West Ham still big problems at the back, and 11-10 price about Aston Villa to win at home, I think is one we're going to take in the treble. So Aston Villa to beat West Ham is the first bet of the treble. The second is Spurs against Everton. Now, a pretty even game on paper, but Everton are still waiting on the news of whether Seamus Coleman's going to be fit, whether Sylvan Diston's going to be fit. They're going to be touch and go, and obviously they haven't played for a while. So it's going to take them a little bit of time to get match fit and obviously to get back into the pace of the game. You're not going to get that time against Tottenham, especially at home. I think Tim Sherwood's going to go for it. He knows he needs to finish in that top four for him to get offered the managerial position on a full-time basis come the end of the season. And Everton just been, even though, like I said, they did beat Villa in the end 2-1, they've not been particularly good. Barkley substituted at half-time. That was worrying. Pienaar started off the bench. There's a few players in and out of form, isn't there? Add to that striker, I've forgotten his name. What's his name? Lukaku. My apologies. Roman Lukaku, he's out for probably 4 to 6 more weeks. So they haven't got a lot up front. Obviously, they're playing Morales up front or just in behind Naismith. It's not the type of attacking-minded team that I think are going to score a glut of goals against Tottenham. And I expect Tottenham to score at least 2 on the day. So Spurs to beat Everton is the second bet in the treble there, 11-10. And finally, the team that are woeful, aren't they? Horrendous. We've backed against them to lose. The last 2 or 3 weeks they've done us proud. We hope they're going to lose again. Blackpool were hoping to lose at home to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest at even money. Massive price, really, when you consider Forest's form, both home and away. They're going to be definitely in the playoffs come the end of the season. Very, very strong side that Billy McKinley's got there in his second time coming back to the City ground. But they are away. They are at Blackpool, but I do expect them to win. Slightly disappointed that they had to have that game in midweek, that FA Cup game. They did win comfortably and they did rest a couple of players and they got to obviously take off a few in the 60th and 70th minute as well. So even money, like I say, they're on a little bit on short rest, so that's worrying a little bit, but that's probably why they're more even money rather than odds on in the game. So Forest to beat Blackpool is the third bet. We're going to back them at even money. So that's Aston Villa, Spurs and Nottingham Forest, 7.8 to 1 a treble. That's with Bet Victor as well. In fact, all the bets and best prices are with Bet Victor this week, guys. If you haven't opened an account, then please click on the Bet Victor icon. That will take you through to the page. Just put your details in, your home details, deposit some money, get your deposit bonus, and make sure that you get these bets on at nathbet.com. Okay, on to the fourfold, guys. We're going to go still in the Premier League, or back to the Premier League, should I say, and a big win for this team. Sunderland 3-0 winners against Newcastle at St James's Park on Saturday. They really wiped the floor with them, didn't they? Made a mockery of my prediction. Unfortunately, I did back Newcastle, but they were poor. But, just as Newcastle were poor, Sunderland were excellent. And they do face Hull City, who don't travel particularly well, especially back-to-back losses to Norwich and Crystal Palace. Definitely going to a better side, or definitely a better form side than those two teams. Yes, they did get a 1-1 draw against Tottenham, but I do think Sunderland 3 wins and 3 draws out of the last 6, undefeated at home at the Stadium of Light. I think that Sunderland will have too much for Hull on this occasion. 23-20 about Sunderland. We're going to take them as the first bet in the fourfold. Second one, Burnley, 3 points off the top, 3 points off QPR automatic promotion spot. So just sitting third in the league, back at Turf Moor against one of the worst sides for away form in the league. I think Millwall have only taken 2 points out of their last 6 away from home. I think that's right. Yeah, they haven't won away from home since last year. So 8-13 about Burnley is a price that we're going to take. A little bit skinny, but 8-13, especially in a fourfold, I don't mind putting something like that in there, especially with Burnley and how strong they are at home. So 8-13 about Burnley to beat Millwall. Staying in the Championship, we're going to go along the same lines as a similar fixture, really. Reading against Sheffield Wednesday. Reading, we've backed them a few times this season. They've done us proud, and I do think they are very strong at home. Pavel Pogrebniak, he's been doing very, very well. And Sheffield Wednesday are no mugs, though. They've definitely improved under Stuart Gray, but they have got a couple of suspensions that they're going to be missing a couple of players against Reading on Saturday. And 4-5, 17-20, probably going to get about Reading to beat Sheffield Wednesday on this occasion. I think that's a decent price, to be honest. That's a fair price and one that we're going to take here at Nathbet. So Reading to beat Sheffield Wednesday, like I say, 17-20 or 4-5, depending on what bookmaker you go with. And finish that off in League One. This was the one that I ummed and ahed about, but I've included it in the fourfold this week, guys. And it's a team that's second in the league, in League One. Promotion is hopefully going to happen for Barry Hearn. 21-20 odds against Leyton Orient to beat Peterborough. Leyton Orient won 3, drawn 1, lost 2 out their last 6, so definitely not infallible at home. But Peterborough, even though they are pretty high in the table, they're 7th or 8th, pushing their away record's been abysmal in their last 6, only drawing 1 and losing 5 on the bounce. away from home. So if Leyton Orient can establish the kind of form that led them to shoot up the table at the start of the season, I do expect Leyton Orient to win, and especially odds against, I think it's a nice price. So Leyton Orient to beat Peterborough, like I say, 21-20. Sunderland, Burnley, Reading and Leyton Orient, all 4 home wins, hopefully gives us a 12.2 to 1 shot. That's with Bet Victor. Long shot as well, guys. Like I said, just temper your stakes slightly this week. Don't go minuscule, but obviously you've been putting big money on in the last few weeks. I would just maybe go 70% of what you've been putting on with the stakes on the double, treble and fourfold this week. But like I say, I'm expecting profit again. That's what we expect here at Nathbet.com. We set ourselves very high standards, and I hope you have a great weekend, and let's hope that we have a little bit of luck and a little bit of quality that will make these bets come in. Have a great one. Take care. Bye-bye.